Hi, my name is Mr. Grant. I'm the director of the Math Emporium. This is a short video of students talking about their experiences taking courses here. You're about to take a course here too. And this is the Math Emporium.
Well, a lot of the times the students come in and they have an attitude of, I'm not good at math, or I can't do this, and this is too hard, I hate math. But the first step is really just take yourself out of that, to not think that you can't do it. I really don't think that you need to be good at math, because we help you understand it to the best of our ability, as well as this program is set up so that you can be successful.
That is the challenge. I'm terrible at math. I don't like doing it. I tried to stay away from it for a long time, but I actually put the time in the Emporium, and I learned it. Never thought I could, and I did.
If there is something that I don't understand when I'm working on it at home, I know that if I write like a question right next to it in my workbook, and I come to the Emporium the next day, that I'll get help with that.
If I were to give someone advice, I would tell them to make sure you read, do all of your workbook first before you do your homework, then do your homework, and then when you get
in the workbook, when I first started, I never actually read. It would say read from section. It would say read from objective number 3 to the bottom of this page, and I would never actually read them. And then I started to do that, and it really helped you figure out the problem before you even watch the video link where the professor's explaining it. And then by the time that you get to doing the actual example in your workbook, you already know how to do the problem like a pro. So it really does help. And then one thing I noticed that the self-assessments before you do an actual test, this is my second time taking the class, and I used to do one assessment and then I would do the practice and then never really finish the second one. I began finishing the second one and moving on to the third, and now my test grades are extremely great. There's only one test that I did.
I went from having 70s and 80s to doing all of the self-assessments, brought my grade up to 100s and 90s and 95s. My biggest challenge for this course was falling behind. I started off, caught up with the class, and then on the weekends I wouldn't do the work that I was supposed to, and then come Monday or Tuesday I wouldn't have the work, and then I would be behind for the exam, and then by the time the exams come, I would be catching up, and it'd be very stressful and long hours trying to catch up to complete the exam.
My advice would be really try very hard to not fall behind, because once you're behind by more than a week's worth, and you really can't fall behind for more than a week's worth, it's going to screw up the entire rest of your semester, and it's going to start feeling like the only thing you're really working on is your math class and you don't have time for anything else. So just try and stay on track.
My biggest success was learning the material in this course and passing my exam with 100. I took the time to study after school and go to the Math Emporium during my breaks and complete the work, and ended up being successful, with good grades. Also with my other classes, it taught me that I need to actually, you can't just go in and do your work for the week, the one day, and then forget about it all week. You need to keep up on your work and read and, do the work do it all week.